So I finally got 500 miles on her, and yeah, so that's all in there. Got my new nifty cover on there. It's a new cover. I shot it with some paint. No real point in keeping the old one, but it's a direct GM yada yada replacement. So yeah, that's on there. New diff fluid, obviously. Oh, what else? Having an issue. I think it was just the cap, but the radiator was kind of sketchy, and it was like only $150 for a radiator. So I just threw a new radiator in there. It was a direct replacement, yada yada. Aluminum one was just a touch thicker, but it all went together easy enough. So yeah, new radiator, and happy with that. Oh, what else? Up through this gauge in there in this fuel filter, and the fuel filter is hitting the air cleaner a little bit, so I still got to do that little evap thing to the thing, but it was hitting that fuel filter and I didn't like it 100%, so I threw a new rod in there, threw a new washer in there and all that, and then threw a spacer in here, little 2-inch spacer, which is, it's a little bit higher than I should have went, you know, but whatever. I can easily adjust my jetting now, but the jetting's good. Changed my choke cable, because that was I was having an issue where it wasn't sticking, but it was doing something strange where this part right here would actually move, and I still have to tighten that up now I think about it, but that little part that actually moves the choke would move, and it wasn't fully opening it when I wanted it to be fully open. So I had to go through and just tighten that up, but it wasn't getting there fully. So, I mean, it works. I'm going to have to go through and play with it a little bit more, but whatever. Still playing with this inner fender. I have a little vibration. I think it's in my hub. But I don't know. I think it might have been something to do with my coolant too. So I got to play around with that some more with this inner fender thing. That side's good. This side is just, something is vibrating. So I got to play around. Might have to throw some screws in it. But what else? Just did an oil change on the little Minion here. And I figured I had like 500 miles on this. But when you do a timing chain, I did the oil pan. Took the oil pan off, cleaned it out, painted it, threw it back on, and then I did the timing chain like a week later. So I had timing chain, water pump, all that, and so I didn't fully take the oil pan off. So I was careful, but I was thinking there might be a couple drops in there of coolant. So I only ran it for this 500 miles while breaking the thing in, and then I just did an oil change after 500 miles here. No surprises, you know. Everything looks good. So yeah. Yeah, so just an oil change, you know, really easy on this truck. Super easy to do an oil change. I kept the exhaust and everything so that it was easy to, oh, let's go over here. I mean, you can see it there, maybe. You can see it, it's black. See how easy it is to get to the oil filter? So I made that easy when I did the exhaust. So yeah. Yeah, my shop's still a mess. I gotta go through and power wash this floor. Anytime you do a project like this, you get fun with that. But so yeah, I just did the oil change. I did it with a hot engine, fired it up, backed it out. That's why the garage doors are open right now. But next up is I gotta go through. I'm still waiting on a couple parts and do some bearings on my little Minion here. I'm gonna go through front and rear bearings. Pretty easy. That's got a little bit of howling in the front right wheel, so I got to go through and do all bearings on that. Bearings and then back brakes. I did the front brakes. I didn't do the back brakes, so I'm just going to do brakes and pads and rotors, or brakes and pads and all that. Do new drums and all that. Get that done. Oh, where is it? There it is. Amongst my mess here. I got a new headlight bucket coming. This headlight bucket, I'm not really impressed with it. I put it in, but I just took a headlight out of the other truck and threw it in here just so I would have a headlight. and I'm not really impressed. It's only got low beams and it's dim as hell. I threw the whole unit in there, so I'm waiting on a new unit come in. So I got some new adjusters because those always rust to hell and they go to crap. And then I got a new speedo cable because my speedo is jumping around. I don't 100% know why it's jumping around. I hope it's not the gear. If it is the gear, I'll figure something else out. But I need an odometer. I don't really care about the speedometer. I can go with speedometer off my phone, off Waze, but I can't really go off. I don't have an odometer, so I need an odometer to know when to change the oil. That being said, it's a winter beater. Worst case, I don't really care that much, and I just change the oil every 6 months because really it's nice out right now, and this thing's about to go outside once I get these headlights and everything all figured out, and it'll probably sit till the snow flies, till we get some more snow. And that's basically what the truck is for. I might haul a little bit of stuff in there, but throughout the year, just to move stuff around, but basically it. Basically what the truck is for. So yeah, I'm getting real close. This is dang near buttoned up. I mean, I might throw a better seat in here. Might throw a better seat in here or something. I don't know. I still got to do my headliners. Oh, little stuff I still got to go through and play around with. Just little 5-minute, hour, you know, hour here, hour there. I'll get it all buttoned up. But that oil change was pretty much the last part of it. I knew this was going to rust up. You can kind of see what's going on here with the exhaust. So I got rid of my rockers. But I really didn't think about this because when I was putting the exhaust in, I got rid of my rocker, and I was like, that's gonna give me so much more clearance. No, because when I put the exhaust in here, I mean, I could tuck the exhaust up higher in here, but whatever, it is what it is. I don't think it sounds too terrible. Oh, where's my little key? Let's fire it up. What the heck, huh? I gotta take my keys off the key ring because I got them on both trucks right now because I was jumping back and forth between the Minion and this little yellow beast here. So, and I did just dump the oil in, so I'm gonna no oil pressure for like a second. You know how it is. Maybe I can crank it. Some people are crank it and then shut it off, but get my foot all the way down. So, like I'm saying, it was already warmed up. So, where's my oil pressure at? There we go. So, oil pressure's good. And it's already cooled off. Like I'm saying, I just put that radiator in, so I'm going to have to go through and actually drive this thing. I got it up, it was holding at 210 degrees. Turn on the lights. There's my lights. So, it was holding at 210 degrees. And I took my time, probably 15-20 minutes. It's already dropped down, so, but I don't think it's down too terrible. Here. Oh, backfiring. Huh. Alright, let's see. I've still got to play on my jets a little bit. It's running just a tad rich, and I know it is. But there you go. I don't know. For the winter time, when it's like freezing, I'd rather have her running just a tad rich, so I know without a doubt she's gonna start. Saying I played around with that choke cable. But yeah, she's about to go outside and get parked and for the next year. But I mean, I just got to drive it for about 2 weeks this year. Next year, hopefully I'll get some more. But that's what it's really for. It's for the deep snow. And I got to play around, button up a couple things, but I'm pretty much done with this little project for now. I'll just throw her out back next to the other projects, and yeah, I can actually start playing. I'm going to show you my next toy on my other project, which I put off and put off and put off because I've changed direction on it like 3 or 4 different times. So I'll show you my toy. My 3-year project at this point. So here's my 3-year project. I'm just going to give you a glimpse. And I got to go through, and what I found out was I put my steering in and I found out it's not going to work with this front end. It's just not going to work. I changed it like 3 or 4 times. It's not going to work. So I'm cutting that front end completely out, and I'm going to go with a different direction, which is a solid axle. But yeah, there's a lot going on here, and I'm not going to talk about it. But that's my next little project. Yeah. So I mean, it is what it is. It's a fun little toy. This little baby, what did I do? I was driving the hell out of this thing. It's a great truck. I enjoyed it. As you can see, it's coated in paint because the previous owner before me used it as their garden truck. And by garden truck, I mean they were throwing rocks in the back of this thing. This bed is, same deal with that other truck there. It's held on by 3 or 4 bolts. Yeah, the great thing about this is actually fence paint. You put this Rust-Oleum instant rust paint, and then you paint the fence paint over it, and it's right over top of the rust. And as you can see, it doesn't rust. This stops rust. I'll go over here and show you my other truck here. Same deal. This has got the Rust-Oleum fence paint, which is let's call it poo brown, and then the poo brown, here you go, here's your poo brown paint. So you can paint the poo brown paint right over top this, and this is right over rust. I painted it and it hasn't rusted any more since then. That being said, it doesn't look great, and when you put it on as thick as I did, I just painted it right over. You can see this stuff because this was my previous winter beater, and now it's my junk truck. This has none of that Rust-Oleum stuff, and the paint peeled right up. So whatever, this is like thick as heck. I'm not worried about it. And it's a junk truck. I made this for anytime you want to hook on something. I use number 9 metal, so I can hook anywhere on this, which is great. And that's galvanized in the back there. And I think this is, I don't know, that's just steel, but that's a piece of galvanized, you can see, because it hasn't rusted at all. And I just tacked it in there all careful. I watered it outside so I wouldn't get a face full of whatever that galvanized fumes is. And yeah, but I mean, it looks like crap. I don't care. It's my junk truck. It's what I use for taking stuff to the junkyard. And so this was my previous winter truck, but man, it's getting bad as far as the frame. And as you can see, my tires are dang near bald, and it was, should I go out and spend $1,000 on new tires or not? I mean, it still works where I want it to, but I got to go through and play around. But it is TBI, which is nice. And I mean, I should probably check the oil before I start it up, but without a doubt, I can fire this sucker up right now and she'll fire right up. It's got the 700 R4, and the body is sitting so, it's so rusted because they used it as a plow truck before I got my hands on it. It's so rusted that the shifter cables kept popping out of gear, so I put that little sidewinder in there. But yeah, this is my little junk truck. But I don't know what I'm doing to that S10. I really don't. What I did is I was driving it all to hell, and what happened was it ended up getting to the point where see this nice little gap I got here? Yeah, it's even worse on the other side. And what has happened was, see, like a big old gap. What has happened is the cab has fallen down, and the frame's good. The frame actually has all new bushings in it, and I got new tires on it. And I did a lot of work on this truck too. New fuel tank. Hell, I'll pop the hood. So, I mean, here you go. Critter entry for this, but it is what it is. Where's my hood? Hood release. Oh boy, it might not open. So, no, that didn't work. Alright, I might not be able to get the hood open. Maybe not. Oh, wow. Okay, the hood's not going to open. I'll have to play with that later. But it was a fun little truck. Like I was saying, it had all new bushings on it, which you can't see because I can't even get under here. But I played around with it, and here's a little 2.5 but I really don't know what I'm doing with it because the body is so shot to this point. What happened was the back of the engine and back of the TBI has wires that grow around the back of the head, and it actually just crushed against the firewall, which shut off the truck and fried a whole bunch of stuff. It's my own fault, but yeah, so I mean that killed the truck and fried the engine, and I don't know if it fried the computer, but she don't start no more. She cranks like a mother, but she don't start no more. So whatever, got a new windshield in it, and I really don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing with this one, but there you go. That's another project. I don't know what I'm doing with it. I know it has a good frame, so I mean you can do a lot of stuff with an S10 frame, but I think this is a 91, and it's got that funky grill that it's hard. They only made it for like 2 or 3 years, and it's hard as hell to replace. So whatever. But yeah, that's a little S10 thing I had, and I drove around. I mean, it would go 90, no problem. No, 2.5 would go 90. But yeah, and I got a couple LS engines in here. A wheel horse project. A couple engines. I think that's another. Yeah, there's another 2.5. Yeah, and then another LS. There's another TBI, really a parts engine. There's another LS. I got another one kicking around here somewhere. There's another SM465. I got a 205 and a what do I got? I got a 205 and a 231 and a T9. It's either a T8 or a T9. Yeah, I'm playing around. But there's some Cherokee doors back there, But yeah, this is an 84 or an 85, but it has a TBI. It's one of the early years. Came with a T4 transmission, whereas the other ones have T5s. I got those transmissions around here somewhere. But yeah, give you an update what's going on. But I really want to get that truck out of there so I can get my little hot rod project and get back into that. I mean, I could build it in the barn. Oh, shoot. I could build it in the barn, but I don't know if I want to. I mean, I'm good with everything, but as far as the winter beater goes, I'm pretty much done with this sucker. A lot of little ends to tighten up and everything, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not gonna play around with it too much more. I got about, what do I got? 2,000, another 2,000, about another 1,000. I'll have about 5,500, $6,000 into it. Like I'm saying, it has the good frame, and yeah, so it is what it is. I'm not gonna mess around with it too much for a winter beater, but she's reliable and I like it. So good old square body truck. Like I'm saying, I've done a good amount of work over these last videos, and it still needs a little bit more work. I mean, there's a lot of little odds and ends, but as far as winter beater goes, she'll work. Anyway, there's an update plus a little extras on there for everybody else, and yeah, pretty much done with this one. Thank you.